Hello, everyone. We are live today. Welcome to the live stream. I'm just going to do a quick introduction until people join the live stream today. My name is Ivy Prosper. In case you've never watched any of my videos before, I tell stories from Ghana as well as the African diaspora, sharing stories of investing in Ghana, moving to Ghana, and stories of the diaspora. So, I welcome you today as I am going to have a really engaging conversation today. My special guest is a very important woman who's helping people navigate the world of real estate in Ghana. Now, one of the questions I'm often asked about Ghana is how to find a place to live. People always want to know, and it's often people in the global diaspora who have this particular question. They want something that is going to fit their lifestyle, a property that fits into the style and quality that they desire. And these individuals are usually professionals, entrepreneurs, self-made people, whatever it may be. They are considering purchasing property in Ghana. Now, with so much talk about Ghana, it is very important that we get the accurate information for people who are considering property purchases or rentals. There's a lot of content creators out there who've been showcasing some of the great spaces that Ghana has to offer. And one important element that is in finding a place is finding someone that you can trust to get it right. And that's where someone like Maya King comes in. She is the king of real estate. And I'm really excited. She is the CEO of Magnate Realty, the Magnate Group, and she comes with a strong background in real estate in the industry in the US. She's relocated to Ghana, and she continues to be a go-to source for helping people find a new home. Now, I don't want to say much more. I would love for her to introduce herself as well and give us a little bit of background for those of you who may not have seen her before. I want to let everybody know that this live stream is 1 hour. So if you have any questions or comments, please make sure that you put them in the comment section so that we can get to them and get your questions and concerns answered right away. Welcome to the live stream today, Maya. I also want to note for anybody who may want to watch a video that I did with her before, I will put the link to the previous video in the comments so you can check that out to learn a little bit more about her as well. So welcome to the live stream today, Maya.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Ivy. It's always so great to connect with you and be a part of what you're doing.
Thank you so much for making the time.
Yeah, of course. This is exciting.
It is.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the introduction. I definitely need you to introduce me in more spaces. Thank you. That's so sweet of you, and definitely just starting off with super kudos to you. I'll say like my first bit of advice in the few years of learning about Ghana before I actually came to Ghana, you were a huge part of that. I watched a lot of your YouTube videos. I started following your content to learn about Ghana and participated in a few of your different informational sessions, whether they were lives, to learn about just different things that were happening in Ghana. So it's definitely surreal to be here now on a live with you to talk about real estate.
Thank you for taking the time, and I appreciate that introduction. I appreciate so much that you were watching my content before you made the transition.
Absolutely. It was so helpful to me in the process. So what can I say about me? I don't know. So I am American. I grew up in Florida and ended up in real estate, kind of like pursuing other things actually at the time. I had just moved to Miami. I needed a good job. I was given a recommendation to come out for a job interview in property management. Got hired and quickly, because this is like the beginning of the 2008 housing crash in Miami. So quickly, there's a lot of realtors coming in and out of the office, representing their clients, trying to facilitate transactions, following up on different things. And they all came in with this sense of frustration and annoyance for maybe who I was relieving at the time. And everyone kind of pointed out to me that I have a good brain, that I'm pretty organized and I'm like I have a strong sense of urgency when it comes to client requests. I want to make people happy. So I really try to stay organized and, stay true to my commitments. And there's people who really saw my potential in real estate and helped me very early on get plugged in, get into networks, look at licensing and what have you. And I stuck with it in the end because I was very impressed by how many females were in leadership in real estate in South Florida, and how many of those were minority women as well. They were just so proud. They were really well loved by their communities and the networks that they interacted and engaged in. And they were doing great things. So knowledgeable, so confident. I loved it. So that's how I stuck with real estate. And I always enjoyed that for once I was allowed to be in the driver's seat. The feedback or advice that I had for a client or for a project was always, good. So I felt like a lot of my confidence was groomed in being in real estate. And yeah, so I moved to Ghana in end of 2020, first to just come and check it out, see how it would be for a few months, see if I could really do it. And then, I think God just wants me to be here, because every time I feel like kind of giving up and throwing in the towel, he just brings another opportunity in front of me, as he has since I first came here. So, and two, in that space, I definitely know the expectations that I have from living outside. I've always represented other residents when it comes to their living expectations. I've been able to facilitate their needs in front of ownership. So I guess I have found my niche here in Ghana, and I'm loving it. So yeah.
Awesome. That's really good. That's really good. I want to thank everyone who has joined the live stream today. We are talking with Maya, the king of real estate. She is based in Ghana, and she assists people with getting luxury properties in Ghana, whether it's to purchase or to rent. And if you have any questions or comments, please make sure that you drop them in the comments. Tell us where you're joining us from. Where in the world are you that you're watching this live stream with us today? I appreciate you taking out the time. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be with us today. So thank you so much. So for those people who haven't watched the video that we did before, I know you talked a little bit briefly about your background, but was there a defining moment that made you decide to make the transition to Ghana?
Yeah, so there was a defining moment that made me, there were several, let's put it that way.
Okay.
It's all consequential. I came here in 2017 for my first visit, part of like a girls' trip, December in Ghana vibes. Hold on one second, this is really annoying. Marqueza, stop.
That's your dog.
Yes, sorry. So I came to Ghana my first trip, and I really enjoyed, just being completely surprised, like having my paradigm totally rewritten, totally shifted about what Africa is like, just how important it is for us to connect to these truths that have been hidden from us. And had my like God moment. But I think that first trip, I feel like that's the first time the idea of having a life here or living here was planted in my mind and my heart. But it really took, going back to States after that trip and some of the experiences that I lived through. I had my experience with, a racist attack probably right before I actually made the decision, okay, I'm going to go and give it a chance. And it was very painful. It's still a time that I'm still unpacking, even today. Just being in a toxic environment and being exposed to, attacks on my life. So it was that moment that I kind of said, okay, there's got to be another way to being happy, and just felt strongly impressed to go ahead and give Ghana a chance. And I came over for 3 months, and I've kind of been here since.
Wow, that's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Everybody has their own journey, and I mean, not awesome the experiences you went through, the negative experiences, but awesome that you came to a decision to make the move. Ooh, you're drinking wine. I love wine.
Yeah, a glass a day keeps the doctor away.
Yes. So I just want to acknowledge we have Samuel watching us from the UK.
Okay.
Sheila Erkin says, hello, family. Nana Ya Yaboasho says, nice, good to see you again. Thanks for joining. And we have Hugo from Germany. And we also have Timothy here from South Carolina. Thank you all for joining. As I mentioned, if you have any comments or questions, please do put them in the comments, and we will do our best to respond to your questions. Now, one thing I wanted to know from you, Maya, is how does the industry for real estate differ in Ghana versus the other places that you've been?
Well, I would say that Ghana is an amazing country. It's a great place to come and be really inspired, have your life change. And I think that in the industry, you'll find that for the most part, you'll find that Ghana is similar to like maybe, the States in like maybe the 40s or the 50s when it comes to like the boom of opportunity that's still out there. So in real estate specifically, one of the things that I see differently here from, working in states and different real estate roles is there's a huge opportunity for infrastructure here in Ghana. And it's interesting to see that there's entities like the Ghana Real Estate Professionals Association that's stepping to the plate and meeting the needs when it comes to licensure, mentoring and development of real estate professionals or people who want to become real estate professionals in Ghana. And I think that that's really cool. There's other tools like in the States, we have the MLS, multiple listing service, where any house that's on the market and enlisted with a broker, any agent would have access to, as far as the specs, right? That exists it exists through the GREPA, but it's probably not as deeply patronized as it would be in the States.
Right.
So there's an opportunity for that. And that I would say everything here is a bit more spiritual than we realize in the States. So real estate is something that really happens between family members, friends of the family. To get access to luxury properties, not like you just show up and have access to things. You have to, tread correctly, tread lightly, get in the right spaces, start making the relationships with proprietors and developers that would give you access to this type of inventory to be able to sell or transact on any of those properties.
Right.
So that's probably the biggest difference that I see. Everything else is pretty much the same. It's a challenging industry. It's an empowering industry. It's about connections and network and relationships. And you can have a lot of fun. I watch a few different realtors here in Ghana, and everyone has their own personality, their way of doing things. And that's kind of how they're loved by their network as well. So
right.
I would say probably like the opportunity for infrastructure and streamlining uniformity. We don't have really mortgages here, so there's not baseline values that you can easily assign to properties. Homeowners decide the value of homes based off of kind of what they expect to get or what they put into it however long ago. So that introduces, a West African concept anyway of haggling and negotiation.
Right.
So it's different. It's different, but it's just as exciting, I would say.
Okay. So I know you mentioned that there's not really mortgages, but I wanted to note that I have learned that there are mortgages in Ghana, but it's not common. People don't commonly purchase through mortgages. They usually pay cash up front, right?
Correct. Or payment plans. There's a lot of properties with payment plans, yeah. Or even exchange of assets.
Exchanging of assets?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sold properties for cars.
Oh, really?
Lots of land for cars, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So we have
Mhm.
JC here who says, "What's up, Ivy and Maya? Thanks for joining us." Fred, hello, Ivy and Maya. Thanks for joining us, Fred. For those of you who are just joining the live stream, I want to thank you for taking the time out to join this conversation today. I am here with Maya, the king of real estate. We are having a 1 hour live stream today talking about finding your home in Ghana, finding luxury real estate. She is a go-to person when it comes to this particular niche of properties. So she's the perfect person to be talking to today. And just a reminder, if you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comment section. JC says Republic Bank does lots of mortgages. Thank you for adding that. One thing I know is that in Ghana, interest rates are a lot higher than they are in other parts of the world. So that is also a deterrent from going the mortgage route, correct?
Correct. So there's definitely mortgages. They're just way more expensive here, and they're not as prolific. It's not your only way to buying a property, whereas in states, most times mortgaging is your only vehicle to purchase a property because most Americans do not have, $80 to $200,000 just sitting around in a bank account to be able to put down cash on any property.
Right.
There's different banks. You can actually even get mortgaging from states to buy property here.
Yeah, I
There's
know people who do it
ways
from
around it.
Canada as well.
Right. It's just not as cheap
Mhm.
or affordable, I would say. It comes at a much higher interest rate, between 12 and 20%.
Okay. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is because your niche tends to be in more of the higher end properties. There's so many different clients out there that are searching for property in Ghana. Who would you say is your target demographic? Because I when I posted that this live stream was happening, I had someone who made a comment on Instagram saying this is only for Americans and insinuated that it's not for Africans. So I just wanted you to clarify who your niche is, because I believe there's a niche for everything. So your niche market for the properties that you list.
It's quite frankly the people who have the pockets to afford the properties that I have. Number one, people who live that lifestyle already. And, luxury is not really a price tag, it's so much more. It's the accessibility to staff, resources, tools, ways to maintain and the asset of any, the value of any asset, any property. And Ghana is a great place for anyone to invest in and, talk to your friends who live all over the world, not just Africans, not just Americans. There's other countries that have large communities here, that have homes here, and they found their way forward. So, I would say it's for anyone who aspires to have a luxury lifestyle in Accra.
Right. Very, very good point to make, because there are lots of communities that have made the decision to come to Ghana and have
And
made those investments. Pardon?
And they're doing well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I want to remind everyone, I'm speaking with Maya. You can visit her website, themagnetgroup.com. If you needed to send her contact her, you can contact her by email at info@themagnetgroup.com, which I've just put on the screen there. So you can also follow her Instagram page, which I put on the screen here too, which is the Magnet Group _GH, so that you can get some information from her or see some of the properties that she has potentially shown on that particular Instagram page. Let's see in the comments. Fred says, Maya, so do you know if I pull money out of my Roth, will I still get a waiver given that it's not in the States?
That's a very good question. I don't have the exact answer to that question. I would say contact whoever is managing your portfolio. They probably would be a lot more familiar with whatever the laws would apply to, taking advantage of any waivers. And I would say that if that's not something that we see existing now, I would say prepare to see it, because there's a lot of transaction happening between United States and Ghana.
Great question. Great question. Thanks for the answer. So my next question with you is what are some of the mistakes that people make when they're looking for properties in Ghana?
So I have always thought this because, again, I've been inspired by very powerful women in real estate, both in Miami and New York, and then also watching these such fun shows on Netflix around real estate. I would say that your experience depends 100% on your agent. The agent is the gatekeeper. The agent has all the property specific and industry specific knowledge, or they should, right? So having an agent who represents your lifestyle, first of all, is very important, because it's hard to explain to someone how important to you natural light is in a property and big windows if the person doesn't have plants or doesn't, is not in that kind of like holistic need sun to live my daily life kind of, you know what I'm saying? And you'll just get frustrated trying to explain the same thing over and over. So make sure you have an agent who matches your lifestyle and understands your lifestyle. And then just someone who has already an established network here in Ghana, so that if they don't have it within their direct portfolio, they have someone else to help you with, and they know how to make the process efficient and streamlined for you. Also, know your budget, stick to your budget, be firm with your budget, because we don't have, like I said, we don't use an MLS system the way that we see it utilized in other countries, namely the United States. For us to figure out what to give you, we need to know what your budget is. We need to know, okay, if this is your budget, I know that these are the properties that I can negotiate down to your budget, or these are the properties that will meet your spec and meet that. I know that you want this property, but it's way outside of your budget, so I'm not even going to bother showing it to you. And a seasoned agent understands that. Get the client's budget, get the client's specifications, and only send them exactly what they've been asking for, right? Don't just send them anything that falls within that price tag. So having a good agent, having a great relationship with your agent, that will help you avoid pitfalls.
Okay. We have another comment here. JC says, Maya, do you work with diasporan organizations and associations in Ghana who could provide you with more people interested in purchasing property in Ghana?
So I work with anyone who wants to connect me with clientele, and also offer me the opportunity to be a part of this beautiful transition where folks from the diaspora are coming to Ghana. I have a small women's networking entrepreneur group, and I get a lot of connections from states, from UK as well. And I'm definitely open to joining as many more as possible. So if you have recommendations of anywhere that I should plug in and become part of a network, please tell me. I'd be happy to.
Okay. Now Samuel is asking, do you offer building project management services?
Project management for construction? No, that's a little bit outside of my purview. But I do owner's rep services, so I can report back to homeowners on any projects that are ongoing. I can have a relationship with the project manager, and I can. I can do property management as well. I have a few contracts that are out, so that's exciting. But project management, when it comes to overseeing a site of trade professionals, that's outside of my portfolio, and I wouldn't pretend to become an expert on that overnight.
Okay. Now, I know you're probably getting quite busy. What do you find is something that people should look out for, for the time of year? When is best to be looking for property in Ghana? Because in my opinion, I've always thought about, considering rainy season versus non-rainy season. When is the best time for someone to consider looking?
Rainy season is a good time to look at properties because you can kind of see it in probably during the winter. When will be the most annoying time to have a house with a long driveway? Winter, when you have to shovel it, right? So the rainy season is like that. We get to see how the roads will be in your area, what traffic looks like in your area, etc. Having been through the cycle almost 2 years now, the different cycles 2 years now, I would say that there's a lull in the beginning of the year when it comes to real estate. So it's kind of like a buyer's market. There's less people looking, so there's less people looking at any property at any given time, so it's easier for you to probably put out a good deal.
Right.
Um, and yeah, I would say that that's probably the only time I've noticed it. From the summer to the end of the year, it's like a rise, and it keeps going. Then many businesses shut down for December and January. Some as far as into March, it just depends on how busy the winter season is. But I would say that January through March, April is a great time to look for properties because there's less that's happening, so there's better odds for you.
Right. Okay. Now, I know that there's people who are probably joining and maybe you don't know what we're talking about. I am here talking to Maya, the king of real estate. She has her company, the Magnate Group, and she is a specialist in properties that are in the luxury spaces in Ghana, either to buy or to rent. So we've been having a great discussion today. Thank you, everybody who has joined. A reminder that this is a 1-hour live stream. We started at 8. So by 9, we should be wrapping up. So if there's anything on your mind, say it now before we're about to wrap up. So I wanted to also talk, because we've talked about what you do. Perhaps we can share some of the places that you have currently listed. So let me just show this first one on the screen so that this gives people an opportunity to also get a chance to, see the kind of places that are currently showing. So this one is available for rental as well as purchase opportunity on this particular space. And I think this was the clip of that space, right?
Yes. So this is a new building. It's a smaller building, so that's nice. It'll be quiet. In East Cantonments that's going up. Each unit, every floor has such a beautiful view because there's not big construction. That's the owner there saying hello. There's not big obstruction of view. So look at that dreamy view. Look at that light-filled apartment. And this is a 1-bedroom, so it's got a balcony. Quiet area, super convenient area. You're very close to a few main roads that can take you to different corners of Accra. So that'll be like the living area with a kitchenette going in. And this is the bedroom. It's a 1-bedroom. Look at the floors. You've got your AC unit in there, and you have a good sturdy door system. And then you have the shared bathroom out here. So there'll be a shower going in. They're working really quickly. They are on schedule to open up for occupancy in October throughout the property and in this unit as well. And I'm representing an owner who has several properties there. He's open to offers for rent or to purchase.
Okay. And that one was going for how much again?
A 1-bedroom starts around $175,000.
Okay.
$125,000.
Okay. All right. We have a comment here from Fred. Wow, I love it.
Yes, me too.
I work with the embassies and the multinational companies in Ghana. That was a suggestion from JC.
Definitely. And if you know anyone I can speak to specifically, please reach out to me directly. I would be very happy to make those introductions.
So the price on that one was, you said $175,000, correct?
Yes, for sale.
And so is that one that would be offering payment plans for somebody who might ask that question, or is it a cash up front?
Everything is negotiable. It depends on the package that you put together, right, and the agent who does it for you.
All right, great. So let's look at another one that you have listed. That is this one here. It's a home in Trisako.
Yes, by phase 2, but it's in a separate community. It's not within the Trisako neighborhood.
Okay.
It's just outside. This is a multi-floor home, 4 bedrooms, triple plot, I would say. We've got a pool in the backyard. You've got a little pagoda there in the corner of the yard. 4 spacious ensuite bedrooms, which means lots of light. They have a nice huge bathroom within. And it's fairly new, so it's in great condition to move in and bring your furniture and your suitcases. It's on the Trisako side of East Legon. So if you're already doing business there, you'll be easily able to get anywhere within East Legon. They've been building a lot of new roads on that side of East Legon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that property is a $1 million property.
Yes. Asking, but everything is negotiable except for death and taxes.
You said everything's negotiable except for death and taxes. So that community, for someone who's watching, because there's a lot of people who are not really familiar, because I do have an audience that are, they're in the US, Canada, wherever they are in the world, the UK, and they may not have made the trip to Ghana just yet, and they're considering it. Describe what the Trisako neighborhood is so that they can kind of understand of the space, because to correlate to why it's $1 million.
Sure. So Trisako is one of the first original, I don't like to use the term old money, but kind of think of it that way, neighborhoods that have gone up. So beautiful roads, beautiful homes, wonderful neighbors. And the land value on that side is high because of the development in the area. And East Legon itself has every single thing, all the food. They have nightlife, furniture stores, grocery stores, electronics, everything that you would need, schools galore. So the land value there is high, and this is why it has a particular price tag on this one. It's also huge. It's huge home.
Yeah, 6 bedrooms.
Yeah. Outside staff quarters, it's as well. It's just gorgeous. It's so well maintained. Mm-hmm. So yes, so Trisako is on one of the boundaries of East Legon, and Trisako, the name makes you think of settled families in Accra.
Okay. Fred says, I like the negotiable part. Sheila says, beautiful properties. Thank you for your comments.
Thank you very much. I'm blessed to represent these.
Yeah. And I'm sure that you're quite busy with showing a lot of properties over the last little while since you launched your company.
Yes. I guess for a little bit, it was a little slow. I was a little worried. But everything is made perfect in its time. And now, I'm working 7 days a week. I am tired, but I'm so happy. And I know that this means that I get to, I work with cleaners, plumbers, pool cleaners, carpenters, electricians, painters, that teach me all about the different aspects of Ghana culture, different things like that. And I'm really excited that as my business grows, to be able to mentor younger people or like newer people into real estate and kind of help to influence them to be part of this movement as well. So that's the cool part about being busy. Eventually, you have to offload with someone, and this is how companies work.
Right. So I want to remind everyone I'm talking to Maya, the King of Real Estate, and her company is the Magnate Group. That's the website on the screen there, magnategroup.com. If you need to reach her, perhaps you want to see some other properties, perhaps you're coming to Ghana and you want to schedule a meeting, her email is info@themagnategroup.com. You can reach her there directly. You can also reach her on her Instagram page, the Magnate Group _GH. And there's a TikTok page that you can follow as well, the Magnate Group _GH.
Yeah.
I have, let's see, Deja Views, congratulations. Oh, hi, Deja.
Hi, my Jamaican sister.
Thanks for joining the live. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's dope. Thanks for standing in.
There's so many opportunities when it comes to real estate in Ghana. What are some of your favorite things about being there compared to what you were doing in the US?
Oh my goodness. It's like a parallel universe experience. That's really what it's like a lot in being here in Ghana. I am the minority again, but not in the same way. Not just because of my skin color. It's my mannerisms. It's my accent. It's my inability sometimes to be patient, and it's cool because it's like Ghana has a way of like kind of pushing you and then giving you this beautiful little gift,
Yeah.
and providing a balance. And, it's cool to be here and work towards something that I feel has a legacy tied to it.
Hmm.
I definitely believe before the Year of the Return campaign was launched and before these Facebook groups and WhatsApp chats existed, I personally felt that it was, part of a bigger karmic cycle that the diaspora was going to be returning to Ghana, and that Africa is simultaneously would continue to rise as a powerful global entity. Um, and it's cool to be part of that in some way, form, or fashion by helping American companies or whoever it may be, connecting them to Ghanaian owners and making that transaction happen, making it a happy thing. Because my performance as a agent, I meet the owner's needs. I make sure I don't shortcut them in any way. But the same thing for the client. I'm not looking for the commission. I'm looking for this relationship. When this electronics store is doing well and they're looking for the next space, I want them to call me and I can help them.
Right.
We know how to work. We know what each other's expectations are. We know each other's shortcomings and strengths, and we just move. So what I like here, different from states, my experience working in states is that I get to shine. Like my assertiveness can shine. It has its place. You have to be tough sometimes, especially as a woman. I call the shots. Like
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur. You're engaging my service. If you want to, you can have it, and these are the terms and conditions. If it doesn't work, God bless you. We can
Right.
keep moving along. Whereas before, being an employee, like I was a representative of some other entity all the time. You know, and that's been interesting. And then, of course, Ghana is just full of some of the most interesting people. This is what I loved about living in Miami as well, and New York as well. Um, every day, my day is different. Like it's not like you go to an office and it's the same thing every day. Every day, something different. The day can go completely different direction, to the good and bad in the middle of the day. But it can be really beautiful, and I'm proud of myself, I guess. I'm a little bit more proud of myself. Instead of just having a good paying job, I've moved to another country and I've built something.
Yeah.
So that has to do a lot. I have just a bit more pride and confidence.
You definitely are building something, that is for sure. You're doing a great, great thing. So Deja came on and JC said, "Hey, Deja Views, like your YouTube channel." I just had to acknowledge that, you know. And Deja said, thank you so much for giving your feedback. It's always great to hear people liking the work of other content creators, because I mean, we're all doing our best in our own lanes, trying to create something that is useful to our audiences. So Deja, you're doing a great job.
Mhm.
And then Kwiku says, "Hey Ivy, hey Maya, thank you for joining." Um, Rick Charles, Ivy always looking like $1,000,000. Thank you.
Always, always.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's look at one more property that I know you had wanted to show, and that is this one here, which is in an area called Regimanual Estate. Can you talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah, so Regimanual Estate is another settled older community in Ghana that's also, the name brings to mind affluence, legacy, um, the best roads, the best schools, the best um, communities. And although this one is not inside the actual boundaries of Regimanual Estates, it's directly outside of one of the gates.
Mm-hmm.
This is really cool because the owners, you can see, have put a lot of love into it. They've got really cool things, like there's a fountain in the center of the home. So it's kind of like a boutique style interior where this interior of the ground floor to the second floor is open with skylights at the top. We've got a fountain outside. And she kind of made it like two separate apartments. So the first floor, the ground floor is 3 rooms with a kitchen, dining room, guest bath. All the rooms are en suite.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the second floor, which is, you come out to the foyer is what separates the 2 floor access to each other. Upstairs, you have the exact same thing. So you could rent each floor separately,
Mm.
or when the in-laws are here, you can send them to the top floor or the second floor, and you don't have to see them too much. You can live on one floor, you can rent out another floor.
Right.
So again, gorgeous property. Anyone I've ever shown that, everyone wants that property. They just
Oh,
look at
yeah.
it.
Wow. And so this one also has 6 bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
That's massive.
It's a huge home, huge property.
Yeah.
I definitely can see, like, because they have so much space in the compound, I can see fabulous New Year's parties happening there, fabulous kids parties happening there,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Comments from Fred. Oh, the website is not up yet. Okay. So you went to the website. So I think you have a form there people can fill out for when you have everything up and running.
Yes. So the website is definitely there. We're rewriting some of the pages, and in the meantime decided, because of some of the activities I'm doing, to just keep things down until I'm ready to redo some of those pages. So, but there's definitely a way to submit an inquiry and get connected, and I can help you on a one-on-one basis.
Okay. All right. This is my sister, Ricky. Thanks for joining the live stream. She said, wow, the pillars on that home. Yeah.
Is right. So celestial, so magnificent.
JC says, Maya, talk to Denta from Udana Network. She's got lots of connections. I mean, she knows the big boys.
I am writing her name down right now.
I know Denta personally. So, I mean, I can connect you if you really want to meet Denta. She's a friend of mine. So,
absolutely. I'd be honored.
Yeah, I can certainly.
I've come to some of her Guba events prior to coming to Ghana as well.
Oh, you did? Yeah, she's I know that she's quite busy at the moment. There's a lot of stuff happening. As some people who follow me know, I'm not currently in Ghana at the moment. I'm in Canada, so I'm missing a lot of the stuff that's happening at the moment. But because she's on the board for Ghana Tourism Authority as well, so she gets access to a lot of the same some of the same events that I'm at, but being on the board and with her Guba, she has a lot of access to a lot of different things. And as JC says, she's connected. So yeah, if you want, I could do an intro with that. It's always interesting. I often get people sending me messages on either on Instagram or by email or on YouTube comments. People will say things like, Ivy, you should connect with Wodamaya. Ivy, you should connect with, Vanessa. Ivy, you should connect. And then I'll be like, I know all these people that they're telling me.
Long time.
Wode, I've been friends with him for a few years. But it's like people sometimes, and I understand how this happens because it happens with movies. When people watch movies and TV shows, they get invested with characters, they get invested with people that they like, and sometimes not knowing that people know each other, or because I'm not doing things with him on a regular basis, people assume that I don't know him or I don't know another person or whatever it is. But it's always nice to know that people are watching other people's content and people are really excited and in sharing about what's happening in Ghana and in other parts of Africa, because a lot of them go to other parts of Africa. I know Denta is preparing to go to Rwanda. Guba is going to be in Rwanda this year in September.
Congrats.
The Guba Awards are going to be in Rwanda, which is awesome. I don't remember the date off the top of my head, but that's great that she started off her first country in Africa for Guba was in Ghana, and now she's doing the next event in Rwanda, which is great. And somebody from, I can't remember, somebody from BET Networks is going to go, if I'm not mistaken, but somebody big is going to the Guba Awards in September. So it's pretty cool.
That's exciting for her. More life, more blessings to her.
Yeah, very exciting. Backtracking, Fred laughed at your in-laws comment that you made earlier.
It's an option for you.
It's so funny. In-laws always get a bad rep all the time. But there's a few people I know who love their in-laws, but it's like for the most part, some people Yeah, some people they don't get along. So JC says, Maya, hope to get my commission cut.
We'll talk. Ooh, we'll talk. We'll
Oh
talk.
my goodness. So thank you so much, everybody who's joined today. Just a reminder, I've been talking to Maya, Maya, the king of real estate, and the Magnate Group is her website. As mentioned earlier, the website is still under construction, but there is a form you can fill out to submit your information and your query that you may have, or you can just simply send an email directly, which is on the screen here, info@themagnategroup.com. And you can, as I said, follow the Instagram page at the Magnate Group _GH. TikTok is also the Magnate Group _GH. You can follow those pages as well. We're going to be wrapping up in the next 10 minutes or so. Just a reminder. Fred says, I love mine too. Oh, so you love your in-laws, Fred. Ooh. That's good. You got a bonus because a lot of people don't have that. There's a lot of people who are like, they get frustrated. So that's a good thing. So is there anything that you want to let people know that maybe we haven't covered in this live up to now?
I would say that if you're looking at making property purchases in Ghana, make sure that you definitely know why you're doing that and that you believe strongly in it. We're really in an interesting age right now, really an interesting time. There's so much instability in different areas, in different countries, different industries. But Ghana, I've been here for 2 years. It's been fairly stable. Yes, I know the depreciation city rate, but keep in tune, watch and see how that will end up playing out. But if you want to come to Ghana and purchase, or be involved in real estate, there's so many different ways. You can do a joint venture with a developer and put together like Airbnb units, apartments, like make an Airbnb experience. You can buy a home outright, obviously. You can rent and remove the clauses for subleasing and run an Airbnb business. And then when you're in town, you have a place to stay as well. There's so many different ways to approach real estate, but just make sure that you know why you're doing it and you're committed to doing it, because it's a process. It might take several trips to come out and view properties and find what you really want. You might have to interview several real estate agents. I mean, maybe for you want a big firm that has a big book of business and, big network, or maybe you want someone who's going to have the time to focus and prioritize your needs above anything else. There's a lot to look into it. And I would say, like, as you're going down this path, I would say if you're not from here or you don't have a big enough network here to help you avoid any pitfalls, take your time choosing your real estate agent, interview as many as you can, make sure that you have a connection with them, not just that real estate agent is eager for your business, but that they understand really what you really want. They can understand your lifestyle and the lifestyle that you want to live here, and they can help paint a valid and realistic picture of what your life would be like here.
Okay, so Deja has a question here. I know that she made autocorrect sometimes changes what we say. She said, I'm not sure if you spoke about this, but what inspired the name? So she's inspected is what popped up, but she meant to say inspired. What inspired the name, the Magnate Group?
Sure. So from the beginning, well, when I was very little, I didn't really like my name because people used to always sing Maya the Bee to me in every language. That's the cartoon that has been played all over the world. So I know the song, the theme song, in several languages. When I was little, I didn't really like my name very much. But
Really?
Yes, Maya the Bee. It's in every country.
Oh my gosh.
English, I've heard it in Russian, I've heard it in Italian, I've heard it in Spanish, I've heard it in English, I've heard it in French. I do not want to hear that song again. So anyway, Magnate means of royal designation. And my last name is King. So coming here to Ghana, like starting a company, is not just for my personal success and legacy. I'm also honoring the people who came before me. I found out that all of my grandparents were entrepreneurs. all of them. And they were good at what they did. They were respected in their community. So this is a way for me also to say, like, my ancestors carried me here. And that I hope as well, whenever I have a family and I have children, I want my children to be so proud of who they come from, me being part of that. And that's why I decided to give the company like my name. My last name is King, which is a royal. So
Okay.
Magnet means a royal, basically.
Okay. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah. Great
Quick
question.
one. Quick one. Before we start winding down, I know that you work on helping people get properties that they want to live in. But do you also do anything with people who are looking for properties that they're going to have businesses in? If they're looking to start a business in Ghana, do you do corporate real estate as well?
Yes, I have commercial spaces. I just actually today closed on a leasing in one commercial space in East Legon, but I have commercial space throughout Accra, and I have access to commercial space in Tema as well. So I do all aspects of real estate. So long-term lease, short-term lease management, selling, coordinating joint ventures, etc.
Awesome. And it looks like I answered a question that Deja was going to ask as well regarding properties
Yeah.
for businesses, because it's something that a lot of people have been looking at doing. A lot of people are looking at coming and starting businesses, and
Mm-hmm.
they need some space
Mm-hmm.
to do it. And it can be hard to navigate when you're moving to a new country to do business. And Ghana is a country that can be a little bit challenging and complicated with how things operate when it comes to real estate. I recently watched a video that my aunt had sent to my mom, and she was like, let's watch this video. And it was a woman talking about how she sent money from the UK to do a property. And, in the end, the property wasn't finished when it was supposed to be. And so they told her October, because I'm mentioning this because one of the properties you had there says October move in. She was saying, she was supposed to be ready at a certain time, and then they kept on pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. Do you do any kind of vetting to make sure that, the legitimacy of when the property is supposed to be done? I know that in real estate in general, even in America and Canada, they may have a date, but then it gets pushed because delays happen. But do you have something you do to vet the companies to make sure that it's, a legitimate situation that you're working with, so you don't have disappointed clients?
Yeah, so I will say that the process of purchasing a property off plan, which is kind of how you said, where you make a deposit, you go through a payment plan, and the property is constructed over a course of time that's agreed upon and a deadline that's established. I would say that, so what I do for clients is I don't even introduce you to developers who have those problems, right? Most of the developers that I would introduce you to for the same project, they're working on the project regardless of who's buying. A lot of times they get to 40 to 50 to 60% completion of the project, this community that they're doing, and then the property starts selling because people see that there's money involved. The developer has enough money to do this project without other buyers funding. And this is how you avoid delays. So that would be a big one, just knowing the developer, knowing their track history in Ghana, speaking with other owners that have purchased through them, if no one's suing them, if they're not tied up in litigation in court. That's a huge one. And there's plenty of smaller developers that can do projects for you, but I wouldn't recommend that unless you're here and you can take the driver's seat and oversight. The people that I know who are very happy with having their projects turned over in time were there once a week on site. And when they couldn't go, they sent someone on their behalf to go and check and see what it was doing, so that this site project manager or site supervisor knew this is not the one where you send the crew from here to over there. The crew comes here, the crew works here, the crew finishes here. Update reports are done. I'll tell you that you can ask for progress reports as a part of the process, which is a tool to manage expectations, but you need an on-site person who can go and physically see for you what's going on and provide you with a neutral, independent report from whatever the project manager would be sending you.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So it is 4 minutes, winding down, 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes for us to wrap up here with Maya. As I had mentioned, that this was a 1 hour live stream. And I know that sometimes I go over in some of my live streams as people are joining, but we do have a limited time with this. Maya does have quite a busy schedule, so I didn't want to keep her too long. And you all have been very engaging today. I really appreciate you. I'm just going to do a quick rundown to show the images of the places again, in case any of you wanted to see it and you want to inquire with her. There was this first property here that she has listed, and there was this video clip here, which is showing that it's in progress. There's 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms available. You can get it furnished or unfurnished. Buying prices start at 175K. That's in USD. If you have any questions about it, you can certainly reach out to her directly. I had sent, let me show her an email on the screen again for those of you who didn't get that in the first place. Her email address, info@themagnetgroup.com, and then the website, themagnetgroup.com, that you can submit your information in a form. And then the next property was this one here. Just trying to show it here on the screen. There we go. This home that's in the Trisako area. It's not right within the bounds of Trisako, but it's in the Trisako area. We've got a couple of shots here of the inside of the property. And then what else do we have? The last one was this one here, which is Regimanual Estate, 6-bedroom home. This one has 6 bedrooms, exterior kitchen, washer dryer, two kitchens inside and 1 outside, 2 dining rooms, and 2 living rooms. I hope I didn't miss anything. The second place, I missed this shot here for the one at Trisako. Yes.
And with the one in Regimanual Estates, there are 2 interior kitchens. There's a kitchen on each floor.
That's really great.
Yes. A dining room on each floor, a separate living room on each floor, and then also 3 separate bedrooms, all en suite, with big bathrooms, with countertop space. I didn't send all the photos because, we have to leave a little bit for people to come and see them.
Yes.
One of my favorite properties, so gorgeous.
So those of you who are interested, please do reach out to Maya. Thank you so much for taking the time out today, Maya. I appreciate you for coming on this live. Did you have any final words that you want to say before we wrap up?
First of all, just thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk about what I'm doing here in Ghana. This has been, my journey of coming here and starting something has been absolutely healing for me. Something I'm so honored to be able to follow the calling. And for what it's worth, however it turns out, this has been an amazing experience for me. And to be able to talk to other people who have a similar heart of, I want to be connected to what's happening in Africa, and Ghana being the easiest gateway so far. I'm just honored by the opportunity to help bridge some of the gap. So for whatever I don't know or whatever I don't have, I'm happy to find out for anyone who may want to know. I'm happy to talk to anybody individually about my experiences here so far, the unfiltered, truth. But I'm also anyone who has that pioneer spirit, anyone who's looking for that legacy to start or establish for their future generations, definitely give it a look, because if you don't take it, someone else definitely will. For sure. There's a lot of interest coming in from all corners of the world. And there's a lot of good things that are happening here. Nothing's perfect, but there's a lot of great things that are happening here. So thank you so much for having me. It's always great to engage with you, to collaborate with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And when I come back to Ghana, we definitely will be working on the next episode. So all of you stay tuned as we continue on this journey of sharing some of the places that Maya has listed in Ghana. And then as things grow beyond.
Yes, yes. Onwards and upwards, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So
I
thank you
love.
so much, everybody. I appreciate you, and everyone have a fantastic night. Maya, stay on. We'll chat quickly before we wrap up. Have a good
Okay.
night, everyone, or good night, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you.